Hey everybody, Landon here. I'm just gathering up some lava. Although in this case, I think it might be more accurate to refer to it as future obsidian. That's just one of the many things we're going to be covering today. So, on our last episode, we went ahead and made a renewable power source. That was episode 3. Now, now we've got our renewable power source, we need to go ahead and use it for something more productive. And what we want to do is create a nice living space. So that will be our first goal. Now to create a living space, we're going to go ahead and need to create some special blocks. Let me just go ahead and get everything set up and put away. And then we'll go ahead about our business. After all, I mean, you want to keep your XP in a tank. You could lose XP if you just wander around with it in there. So yeah, trees have been producing a good amount of charcoal, and I've been keeping it all nice and burnt up. And we can see we've got quite a bit now. I mean, we could probably make this a little bit faster, but for now it'll do just fine. Oh yeah, I also went ahead and set up a sugar cane farm, where that'll be useful later on. I guess I'll go ahead and take a quick nap, and then I'll be right back to show you what we're doing. Sweet. So, I thought I'd go ahead and give you a preview of what we're building, and now you'll understand why we're taking the time to construct it properly. This is, of course, smooth sandstone. You make it out of 4 sand, and this is a nice little special block added by extra utilities called thickened glass. And to do that, you just take regular glass, add sand to it, and fire it again. It gives you this wonderful seamless texture and an easy see-through. And under this, we have wool. Nice blue wool to give an excellent contrast to the yellow of the sandstone. Also, since it's wool, we can put all sorts of interesting patterns and colors into it. So, the question is, if we're going to build a big structure, where are we going to get all the sand and all the wool to do this? Hence, we get to our subject of today. Now, I've gone ahead and cleared out this area so we can build a couple of nifty contraptions, and we've got this nice empty hardened energy cell waiting for power. Now this will be what we use to power the whole thing. Now, first thing we got to do is get some power into it. I went ahead and prepared. Got some of the things we're going to be needing. What we're going to start off with is a reactant dynamo. This is sort of like the steam dynamo we were using in the previous one, only instead of using burnables, you instead use something, reactant, like, say, sugar. Now, you need a solid reactant, but you also need a liquid reactant as well, and that is the sludge that we have been producing from our tree farm. We combined both reactants together, and we get power. Look at it fill up. Each bucket of sludge, by the way, is equivalent to half a thing of charcoal, so it's not super power, but I mean, it's power. And we can use other stuff in here too, so I mean, like, even later on, this will be a useful thing to have around. Now, since we're only using one block, we're going to need some wires to get power from here into the machines we're making. Now, unfortunately, my favorite wires, redstone conduits, are not currently working, and the substitute from, I believe it was extra utilities, is also not working, so we're going to instead need to use Ender IO. I gotta admit, I'm not really a fan of them, and I mean, like, it's not Ender IO, it's me. I have a very different idea about how wires should be used to decorate things, as opposed to Ender IO. And I mean, to each his own, really. I mean, it's just a matter of opinion in this case. For now, though, we can go ahead and make them, because we do need some wires, and there's really no way out of that. So what we're going to be doing, first, let me go ahead and get some iron, because we're going to need that. And we're also going to need some redstone. Now, this thing that I've just made here, this is called the alloy smelter. And it's used by Ender IO to, smelt alloys. And in order to make wires, we're going to need one of those alloys. That particular alloy is made by iron and redstone. And you just combine that along with some insulating, some conduit binders for the insulation, and you've got your wires. Unfortunately, it does take a little bit of time to go ahead and make this alloy, so I'll be right back to you once we've got our first sample. And we're back! Here we have some conductive iron. You need at least 3 to make some wire. So we'll just go ahead and craft that right up. And it's just 3 and 6. Done. And it gives you 8, so I mean, yeah, that's not so bad. Now you start by placing this under the thing, and as you can see, it stretches out, like so. And anything that touches, we'll be carrying power. Normally I would like to cover this up with microblocks, make some panels and cover it in. The problem is I can't put it in the same block. Now that's a real shame too. I would have loved that if I could do that. But, no problem. So let's go ahead and make some machines. Now, we're going to need some of these. And some of these. And, oh yeah, let's go ahead. Get these. I'll definitely want that. Oh yes, and we'll need these too. And these. And these. Yeah, there's actually quite a bit we need, isn't there? Oh, and let's not forget those guys. Yeah. Alright, so the first thing we're going to make is a pulverizer. This is basically, this is your ore doubling thing. And I happen to know we're going to need a total of 5 for the machines I want to build, so yeah, let's just go ahead and get all those made right now. And while we're at it, let's go ahead and also get a redstone furnace. This is another thermal expansion item. It works really well with the pulverizer. And apparently I forgot one important thing that I need. Oh, of course I need the redstone too. Silly me. There we go. We're only going to need one of them. We don't actually need this for our build, but we're going to need it to use the products of our build. Because, you need to turn that sand into glass. Finally, we are going to need a induction smelter. There we go. Now then, let's go ahead and show you how these things work. First thing we're going to put down is the pulverizer. And this guy, he always goes in the center. And then to the right of him, you put your redstone furnace. And to the left of him, you put your induction smelter. And that's because this guy makes the raw products you want to burn in the redstone furnace, and also the products you want to make in your induction smelter. And you can see them all filling up with power right now. Wow, it's already gone through. It's already gone through it all. Wow, nice. We don't have a lot of power left in there. We're going to have to fix that real soon, aren't we? But first we can go ahead and take a look at this particular demonstration. Now, when you're dealing with thermal expansion, one of the great things about it is that it's got inputs and outputs. For example, blue here is keyed here, which is the top, and inputs anything that you pump in through the blue slot, which is at top, appears in here, and then thus is pulverized. In the red slot, you're going to go ahead and get your doubled ore, which will be pulverized material, and then you have a 10% chance to get an extra bit of ore, which will be in the yellow slot. Now, let's say we want to go ahead and smelt some stuff here in our redstone furnace. Let's just go ahead and say, grab some copper. Put it in here, and what's going to happen, especially if I were to actually, set it to the appropriate colors, is that once it's pulverized, it appears right in here, and then it goes into the output slot here. And if we were to grab some chests, in fact, yeah, why don't I grab some chests? Be right back. Let's try this guy again, huh? Shall we? Alright, now if I just go ahead and place down this chest, all of our material gets pumped out into the chest automatically. Now, you know what really makes this thing work great? Is if you go ahead and you put a hopper in, like so, and this will, of course, dump it directly in. You can also do a lot of other things just besides ore. For example, one of the things I also love putting in is wool, because that just makes straight up string. Nice little thing there. If you can't actually smelt it, it won't get put in, so you don't have to worry about gumming up your machines. Oh dear, it looks like we're running out of power about the same time as we're running out of daytime. Yeah, I'll be right back. Let me get some sleep. Alright. Showing off machines is time-consuming work, isn't it, huh? So, looks like we're already running out of power. Well, that's just not going to do now, is it? We're going to need to go ahead and make some additional machines. For example, one thing that I went ahead and prepared. Whoa! Hey, whoa, go back there. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. Or was I thinking? Oh yes, we're going to definitely want some more steam dynamos. These are the same guys I used in the previous Let's Play. And these guys, they burn burnable fuel like, charcoal. And they use water. Now, we've already been using up a good amount of water, so we need a more automated way to get some water. So what we're going to do is we're going to make ourselves an infinite water source, like so. Ta-da! And then we're going to go ahead and make ourselves an aqueous accumulator. In fact, why don't I just grab all of this since I'm going to need it all anyway. Yeah, that's a good idea. Aqueous accumulator. There he is. We're only going to need one. And what this guy does is when you expose him to water source blocks, like here, at least 2 or more, then he basically generates an infinite supply of water. So we can just go ahead and grab our tanks here and place them on top. Place them on top again. And just look at them fill up. So, basically, we can go ahead and put down our steam dynamos. I'm going to need you down there anyway, eventually. So I'll just go ahead and do that. And now we can go ahead and grab some water. Let me just wait until this finishes filling up and then I'll get right back to you. I love seeing these full tanks, even if it is just water. Of course, if you think this looks really nice now, wait until you see what we do in a few minutes. Anyway, we've gone ahead and got ourselves some water, so let's just go ahead and get our steam dynamos pumping. We'll just go ahead and have the tanks start putting their water into the steam dynamos. We will toss in the fuel and more power. Excellent. So let's see how our progress is going. Ah yes, another nice thing. Notice how this guy is still pulverizing despite the fact that we've got this in here? There are 2 slots. So, even if you've got 1 slot filled up, you can still pulverize. Nice. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at this guy, in the induction smelter. What this guy does is he combines 2 items to smelt together. Now, if you're smelting ore or powdered, you can just go ahead and put some sand in there, and then it will go ahead and smelt it up, similar to, like the pulverizer, only it just does it as one action. It also, instead of giving you an alternative ore, it has the potential to give you slag. And what is slag, you ask? Incredibly nice, that's what it is. Take a look. First of all, you got 2 types. One, you can get rich slag, which you can get from like smelting ores. This will allow you to smelt it into 3 instead of 2. So, you can get some extra slag there too. And as for normal slag, well, you can make it into clay, and you can make it into rock wool. This is like wool, only it doesn't burn. Furthermore, you can color 8 for 1 piece of dye instead of only 1 per dye. Sweet. Also, we can go ahead and combine it into a bunch of other interesting alloys. For example, let's take iron and we'll try it with some of our charcoal. This makes steel. Well, actually, it actually makes refined iron. But it's ore dictionary, so it's all the same. Let's go ahead and put a chest down here too, so it'll all dump out into here. Now that we've got some refined iron, well, that'd be great to upgrade our tools with. First, let's go ahead and set up one other thing first. Now, there's one other thing we're going to want to upgrade, and that is going to be... yes, here it is. We're going to want some lead. Oh, wait, I forgot something important, didn't I? Well, we're going to need the lead anyway, but we're also going to need another item in here. I probably should have already gotten that done, but not a problem. This one is the igneous extruder. We're going to need 2 of these anyway, just for what we're going to be building later on. Here's what this does. Set this down. We got water in one slot. We're going to put lava in this slot. And as long as they've got lava and water, you can make cobblestone for free. Or you can burn off water to make stone, or you can burn off both water and lava to make obsidian. So basically, it's used to automatically generate, rock type things. Obviously with the name igneous extruder, that's what you'd expect. But yeah. Cool thing is, we can just go ahead and put our lava here. Yeah. There we go. And now it's going to go ahead and start producing some obsidian. It'll take it a little while to get all the obsidian done, so let's just go ahead and upgrade our tools. The sweet sight of steel tools. Alright, let's build. First things, of course, a steel pickaxe. This time, I went ahead and made some bronze tool rods ahead of schedule. And not only do we get vastly improved durability, we also get an increased mining level and increased mining speed. Very much of a yes. While we're at it, let's go ahead and also make a shovel. Also, mace improvement. We'll just go ahead and put that down there. Now, I'm thinking, we've already got the trees. It's already taken care of up there. So we're not going to be cutting down a huge amount of wood. So let's go ahead and make a sword instead. We're going to need to go into the nether soon anyway. So we might as well be prepared. +8 damage. And time to sleep. I swear. Night comes so fast, it's like we're in a Mistcraft world. We'll have to explore some of that later. But first, let's go ahead and also check out some other stuff of importance. Here we just have some aluminum brass nuggets, which we're going to spread all these strings around to create silky cloth. And I went ahead and also need to grab a... Oh, I forgot to grab my emerald. I shall be right back. Here it is. Emerald. Yes. Silky Jewel. This lovely little fellow will allow us to upgrade our pickaxe. And now we have Silk Touch. Wonderful. You know what? I don't think we're going to be needing our bronze tools for a little while anymore. So why don't we just go ahead and put them up. Excellent. Alright, let's go ahead and go back to our obsidian. It should have finished building up by now. There we go, 32 blocks. See, now the reason we want to go ahead and grab obsidian is that we need it for our next upgrade. We can, by the way, use just lead ingots in here. So what we can do is we just go ahead and set this guy to pump directly into the induction smelter. We put our obsidian in, and it's going to crush up, and when we come back, we're going to have our upgrade material. That'll also take a little while, so we might as well go ahead and start building ourselves some nifty machines anyway. Yeah, that'd be great. Oh, and we're also going to want to get some wire. Looks like that's all gotten done building, so let's just head here and... Excellent. That should be enough wire for our needs for our next projects. So, what did I miss for you? Oh, that's right. I'm going to need an induction smelter. I should go ahead and build that now, too, just while I've got it. I needed one more, but see, the other buckets, they had water in them, so I couldn't actually build it right then. Here we are. Last of the machines we're going to need. Cool. So, I've already gone ahead and started digging stuff out. That was even faster, you can tell. Nice. Wait until I upgraded them even more. Sweet. So we'll go ahead and just add some wires here. Now, I'm going to have to go ahead and stick down our igneous extruder. Oh, that's right. I'm going to need a bucket and some lava. Yeah, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, basically we need some lava so we can stick that in there, and I'll just grab some water from here, and there I go. Now this guy's going to start making cobblestone, and this is unlimited. He never ever runs out, which is, you know, kind of what we want. So we'll just go ahead and set him to output on the following sides. He will output here, and he will out... yeah, let me, oh, it's this one, right? There we go. We got up. Wow. Oh, I was saying to the bottom. There we go. Much better. Now we're going to put down 2 pulverizers. One here. And one here. And we will accept, and we'll take these guys to accept from the pulverizer there. And you'll want to output to the back. This guy likewise will accept from the back. And he will output here. So put the chest down. And what that's going to happen is, you know, they're accepting sand, or excuse me, they're accepting cobblestone, and they're depositing sand. Unlimited sand. They will run until this chest is full, above sand, and occasionally, and we also get some gravel out of that. That will be useful too in the future, because there are a lot of mods we need to use that. So, that's machine number 1. Simple, right? Time for machine number 2. Need one more out, yes. Oops. There we go. All right. Now, we're going to need to put down our induction smelter in the center. We're going to need a pulverizer here, pulverizer here. We're also going to need our... Oh, yes, you're right here. Let's just go ahead and grab this igneous extruder. While we're at it, we'll go ahead and place our aqueous accumulator back down because we kind of want him around. Excellent. Now we'll put our igneous extruder here. Dump some water in you. Oh, and let me go ahead and grab some lava. I'll be right back. And I'm back. Lava goes into the igneous extruder. It's making its cobblestone. It's going to want to put the cobblestone down. Doesn't need it to go anywhere else. This guy, except from the top. Now, we're not going to want the gravel for this. So we're going to go ahead and set the gravel to go to this treasure chest here. This is basically just going to be a trash treasure chest. I mean, it's not like we're not going to like the gravel at all, but, you know, we're not going to need it for this particular machine. We are going to need the sand. Sand is going to go into the induction smelter. Now, basically, the way this works is we want sand to always come in to this particular one and only this one. What are we going to put in there? Well, we're going to go ahead and we're going to have results from this pulverizer. It's going to make this stuff right here. That's right. Now, we're going to want it to output out the back. And accepts from the right. So now we need to go ahead and place down a few golden pipes. Oh, before we do that, But we should probably have this accepting things. Yes, there we go, from the back as well. Oops. Okay, so yeah, now it's appearing in here, which means we've got a nice self-contained system. It's going to keep smelting the pulverized copper, and it's going to pump it into the pulverizer. Pulverizer is going to turn it back into powder, which it will then pulverize again, generating an unlimited supply of slag. And we can go ahead and pump that off from the top. There we go. And we'll just put the chest here. And the slag appears here. So, that's basically what we want. We've got all the clay we need. We've got all the rock wool we need. We've got all the sand we need. We've got all the glass we need. We've got all the sandstone we need. We have everything we need to build a fantastic place to live. Ah, excellent. One last thing, guys. Let's just go ahead and make our experience even more awesome. Hardened glass. Want to know what this stuff does? I'll show you. Hardened portable tank. It holds 32 buckets worth of fluid. Now it holds 128. Hell yeah. So, I'm going to have to spend some time, guys, filling up these tanks with a whole bunch of useful liquids. And, yeah, that'll be a great thing to do in preparation while I look around and find a nice place for us to build our home. But that will be in the next episode. Thanks for watching, everybody. Oh, hey, guys. One last thing. I went ahead and used my Silk Touch pickaxe to go ahead and mine up this diamond ore finally. Guess what? I'm getting 20 diamonds. Score!